Um, I'll go ahead and get started here. Thank you for being here, or your morning, my evening, um, to learn a little bit about Archbishop Riordan High School, located in San Francisco, California. Um, we're the only high school in San Francisco. Um, San Francisco is a major global city, a lot of culture, a lot of experiences for students to partake in. And we take a lot of pride in being the only boarding school option located directly in the city. Although we're located directly in the city, it's a very safe neighborhood. It's a really good school, a lot of opportunities. We must say that, we're not primarily boarding. Most of our students are day students. And we have a small group of international boarding students, about 40 students who reside on campus. Um, the benefits of going to a school in San Francisco are immense. You get to engage in the cultural, technological hub of the world, right? Our campus is located within 30 miles of Facebook, Google, YouTube, Yahoo, um, Salesforce, all these major companies. Our students get to go and experience what it's like to be there. They get to do internships at Facebook and Google. They get to do site visits for like technology or for engineering components, right? Students who enjoy that stuff, they get to go there and participate at these companies, right? And that's something that's unique in our location and an advantage that we have. And also our alumni network, right? A student who comes here to our school is going to get access to over 11,000 alumni who are in very prominent positions at these major companies, right? So whether it's going to major college and university in the U.S., or it's when you're searching for a job in the job market, you'd be hard pressed to find a school that has more connections than Riordan High School. A little bit about who we are, right, and what we do. So we have over 900 students, and like I said, 40 of those students are international students, right? We serve young men and women. We take pride in providing leadership opportunities, right? We call it lifelong success, where, a student coming from abroad who comes to our school is not just going to get an education, right? They're going to get that well-rounded whole person development. They're going to take rigorous classes. We are an AP school, right? We have AP curriculum. So they will have the credits to go to any university in the United States. We have some awesome opportunities for them to engage outside of the classroom, right? Whether it be through athletics or through extracurricular activities, student government, and clubs. So a student who comes to our school is going to one of the fastest growing and most innovative schools in the Bay Area, right? And it's a really exciting time. So I talked about a little bit earlier about our AP and honors program, right? So we have over 20 AP and honors programs. Now, what we do is we have little special pathways so that students could participate in. Now, these pathways are broken up to different categories. You can have just like general classes, right? So a student who maybe doesn't really want to focus on one thing, they can kind of take a well-rounded education. But maybe you want to specialize in something. Maybe you're really passionate about technology and STEM, right? We have a 4-year honors engineering program. Okay. Maybe you're passionate about medicine. You want to be a doctor, right? We have a biomedical program that students could participate in. And then we also have performing arts and athletics, meaning that students can really engage on a deep level in both performing arts, right? Whether it be music, dance, or theater, and then also in athletic competitions, right? So I'll go over the sports teams that we have later. Now, with our location, our school reputation, and with this type of academic profile, you're going to see that your students are going to really incredible universities all throughout the US. Whether it's Ivy Leagues, the most popular one is the UC system in California, right? Students like the West Coast, they want to go to Cal, Berkeley, UCLA, Stanford, right? All these really local, very prestigious universities, as well as some of the East Coast, Notre Dame, Georgetown, Harvard, Columbia, wherever it is they want to go. There's been a student at our school that's gone there. So that's really important for, that college process, right? When a student comes here to the US and they want to study at one of these major universities. Right now, a little bit more in depth, our honors engineering and our biomedical programs, right? These are our two main pathways. These are like the two most popular ones that students like to participate in. So for honors engineering, right, what they do is they take computer programming, engineering, advanced engineering, computer programming 2, web development, AP computer science, computer programming 3, and advanced computer science with artificial intelligence. Now, this is a very, very, very deep curriculum. So we have students right now, we have 4 students a year, international students a year can be a part of our computer engineering program. Okay, so if you wanted to experience that as a student, if that's something you really want to engage in, it's something you have to be passionate about. You have to express interest in your interview. Like, hey, I'm really excited to be a part of, I really want to be a part of engineering. I love tech, I love STEM, and you know, that's the kind of thinker that I am. And then me and my department give it to 4 students a year. So if you have a student who you know loves building web pages, building video games at a very, very deep level, computer engineering program is an awesome way for them to really engage on that. And all of these courses, they don't come at an additional fee, right? They're built into the tuition. So it's something that they just get to be a part of. Now, when a student is a part of the engineering program, they also take all of the regular classes. So they're still taking their regular English, math, history, all that, foreign languages, but they're also getting in-depth engineering courses. So by the time they graduate, they're an expert level engineer. That's something that our students really love being a part of. And I talked a little bit earlier about, you know, students going to Facebook or going to Google and visiting, right? At the end of these engineering programs, we have what's called a capstone. Now, this is what really makes us unique. A student takes a capstone means that they build their own class for the year. So a student can build their own class, and essentially what they do is they get to create anything that they want, and they get to work with professionals in the business industry and build their class with them. So if a student is interested in, for example, in 3D printing and design, we have a relationship with local tech companies that do 3D printing. So our student will engage with that company, will work with that company and develop their project throughout the year, right? So it's a really exciting and vital tool for the engineering program. And then our newest pathway is our biomedical pathway. So this biomedical is essentially a high school version, right? A US high school version of pre-medicine. So students are taking principles of biomedicine, human body systems, medical interventions, biomed innovations, and they also have a capstone project. So what we do is a lot of these major hospitals in San Francisco, UCSF in particular, UC San Francisco is one of the most world-renowned medical offices in the world, right? They have a great med school, and we have a great relationship with them. So our students are going to be able to go visit them. They're going to be able to meet and consult with doctors and with college resident students who are pursuing medical degrees and really get that super in-depth learning experience, right? So the engineering program and biomedical program just allow for a deeper level of understanding that you can't see at a lot of schools, right? And most of it is due to where we're located, being in California, being in San Francisco, and having these great relationships with these major companies and universities that our students are able to participate in this. So really a big hit. A lot of our international students apply for these 2 programs. Athletics, right? This is a big one. Before I go into athletics, you can kind of see the school here. This is a drone shot of our campus. So you can see here is our athletic field and complex, right? So everything is located in one room, right? So one area, right? And we have athletic complexes here, right? And then our campus. So we're in a really beautiful neighborhood in San Francisco, perfect weather. It's always a nice day outside. It doesn't snow, none of that. So our kids really enjoy being a part of it. They love playing sports. So athletics is something that we do a lot of. We have American football, we have basketball, we have volleyball, tennis, swimming, golf, soccer, lacrosse, wrestling, track and field, baseball, cross country. And if a student is really, really passionate about it, I had an international student this year who's an incredible athlete, and they're going to play college in the US for free, right? So we have opportunities to really engage with our kids, and there's a spot for everyone. So if a student is motivated and wants to come try and play sports that they've never played before, our school is a great outlet for them. right? So again, this is San Francisco. It's right on the southern part. It's only 10 minutes from SF International Airport, right? So a lot of our families love that they could fly in, they could land, and they could take a 10-minute drive and they're on campus, right? Able to see their children and their family. Performing arts. Performing arts is, like I said, it's well-rounded, right? So students can participate in 3 different levels. We have theater, we have band, and we have dance. Now, theater program is something that is done in two major productions a year, right? So students can have the opportunity to act and perform. We have a fall play, which is more dramatic style. So you'll see more of like classical acting and direction, and students do that. And we just had 2 students accepted into USC's School of Theater, which is one of the hardest theater programs to get into in the country. And we just had 2 students who just got their acceptances. And then we also have a spring musical, right, which is music. So we have an orchestra, live orchestra, and we also have students who participate in the vocal exercises. And so spring musical and fall play are 2 major theater performances that we do each year. We also have a world-renowned classical band. So we have 3 levels of band. We have marching band, we have concert band, we have jazz band. Okay, so some students come in with a tremendous experience in music. They might be pianists their whole life. They might be expert trumpet players or flute or tuba, or they have no experience at all, but they want to learn an instrument, right? There's a spot for every type of student in our music program. So our marching, concert, and jazz band, students participate in those. They could be in all 3. They perform at a lot of the local parades. So we have huge parades here in San Francisco for our sports teams, for different cultural events, but they also travel all across the world. So our band has performed in London, in the England London New Year's Day parade. They performed in Rome, Italy for their New Year's Day parade. And this year they're planning on going back to London, to Manchester's New Year's Day parade before COVID put an end to it. But, that's something that's that kind of quality and global introduction that we have that our students get to participate in, right? So the performing arts is definitely something that's a passion for a lot of our kids. Excuse me. Also our dance program. So for students who love dance, we have ballet and contemporary dance where they could take it for all 4 years. We have students who perform in the San Francisco performing arts, right, at the big Orpheum theaters in front of thousands of people. We have students who've been professional TV actors in prominent movies, feature films, and also dance is performed at the highest level of Broadway, right? So our performing arts program is definitely a strength. It's something that's passionate for one of your kids. If they like being in front of the crowd, it's a great school for that. We have the biggest high school theater in the San Francisco Bay Area. Right, so our student life, right, what they get to do, international students, they get to experience a lot.
Yeah.
I talked about how, so someone's camera's on. So student life, right? So students get access to one of the most innovative and global cities in the world. I'm just going to ask them to mute.
Unmute. Sorry.
Sorry. So student, like, what do they get to do when they're at school, right? Like, what do our students get to participate in? Well, being in San Francisco allows for them to get access to a lot of different things, right? They get to go to major music concerts. They get to go to major sports teams. I had one kid from Vietnam that went to every single Golden State Warriors basketball game, right? Because it's only 10 minutes from our school, right? Something that he just really enjoyed. So it's 2 students to a room. And that roommate is always someone from, another country, or someone that maybe their good friend, if they're a junior or senior, someone that they get to experience high school with. We have students from over 11 countries this year. That number's actually gone up. I have students from over 14 countries next year, right? So that kind of, diversity and experiences that students get is totally unique. Like I said, 40 students up in the room. We have a boys' floor. And all of it's located on the same campus. So we have a boys' dormitory and a girls' dormitory. We do have some singles. So some students opt to elect into singles when they're a senior. But we encourage all students to have a roommate for the first few years. We also could just do, weekend activities, and a big one is college tours, right? A lot of the reason people are motivated to come to the United States is to explore local universities, right? They want to know, hey, if I go to your school, it's going to set me up for success in my 4 years of college, right? So we have great relationships with a lot of colleges and local universities. Our international students who graduate with a certain GPA have automatic admission into the University of San Francisco, Menlo College, and Cal Poly Pomona, right? Three great colleges and universities in the United States that students who come to our school get automatic admission to if they have a certain GPA. And most of it, almost all the time, comes with scholarship. Also, we have, our students go on tours at UC Berkeley, they go to Stanford. We have some of our alumni take them around campus, and our international students get a lot of exposure to that. All our dormitories, like I said, are on campus. We have a great staff that lives with the students. So we have the director, him and his family live with the students, and then we have our resident advisors, or adults who basically are the family with the kids, right? They're the ones who have the relationships with them, take them to weekend activities. We don't charge for any of our activities, right? So it's part included in tuition, so they get to embark on a lot of these fun experiences at our school.